What's up, besties? Hi. If you clicked on this video, then that means you're trying to be in my business, and I like it, okay? Because I'm about to tell you my business, all right? So, as promised, here is a how I found out I was pregnant and a little pregnancy update. Okay, so I am currently 14 weeks pregnant. I am out of the first trimester, and baby, I can tell you now, I can already feel a difference, okay? So let's rewind a little bit. Remember last video, I told y'all that I was in Florida for a week of work, and thanks to this, and this is not sponsored, this trusty old Aura ring here, that's how I found out I was pregnant. Yes, let's get into it. So we got there, we were enjoying ourselves, and one of the days me and my coworkers, we went out to eat, and I usually check in my Aura ring every morning when I wake up, especially if I'm trying to see if what I did like the night prior or how my sleep was, especially if I wake up feeling all funky. So we went out, we got a few drinks, and it really wasn't even a few drinks. I think I had maybe one or two drinks. Woke up the next morning, everything was good, but like I say, it's usually routine for me to check my Aura ring. So I checked it, and it said that my resting heart rate was high and to like focus on recovery. And within the Aura app, it'll tell you some reasons that this could be. Could it be that I worked out late, or I ate a heavy dinner, alcohol too late at night? So because of these things, I knew, okay, let me not drink the next night. So I didn't. And then I checked it the next morning, and it still was telling me that my heart rate was elevated, that something wasn't quite right with me. I wasn't feeling tired or anything, but I was just like, yeah, whatever. Still wasn't thinking much of it. I did, however, bring tampons with me because I knew my period would be coming on. And a few weeks prior, or like a month or two prior, I had a very wonky period where I think I was like, my menstrual cycle was like on for like almost 14 days. I was so confused. I did not know what was going on. And so with that being said, that passed, and like, so my period felt like it was a little irregular. So I was like, it may not come on when it's supposed to, but prepped and ready at all times. Okay, you won't catch me lacking, right? Won't catch me lacking. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I was like, that can't be the problem. So I went back, I drank another different night, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my ring is acting all crazy or whatever. So my Aura ring was definitely telling me that something was up. So I got back home that Friday. Instead of leaving Saturday, I left Friday afternoon as soon as we were done with work in Florida, and came back home. I think I took a nap on the way back, and I also took a nap on the way to Florida. Let me tell you, for the ones who know me, know Kim don't nap. I don't nap anymore. I don't know why. I stopped taking naps when I was a little girl. I just don't nap. I don't know why. I have to be extremely exhausted for me to nap. But I was just like, I'm going to take a nap. Should have known something was up then, right? Okay, so Friday, got home, went to sleep. The kids are gone. Josh is gone. Everybody's out of state. And I was going to go meet them Saturday. So I was like, all right, let me rest. I'm here by myself. I was like, could have been the hotel bed. Maybe I'm not as comfortable as I thought. I'm home. I'm in my own space. I'm back in my bed. Ain't no kids. Ain't nobody to bother me. This should be good, right? This should be good. It wasn't good. I woke up the next morning. The ring is still saying the same thing. And so I was like, what in the world? So it was telling me the same symptoms. Pregnancy could be involved as well. All types of stuff on what could be having your resting heart rate be elevated so late at night before it drops. So I was like, you know what? I'm starting to worry about myself because this is new. Like my ring hasn't told me this before. So it's like, I'm gonna have to set me an appointment. But when I go into my appointments, I like to kind of let them know, like, hey, I've ruled out all of these things that could be wrong. I've done this, I've stopped drinking, I've done this, whatever. So I woke up, I was like, okay, I didn't have anything to drink Friday. I did not drink anything. I went to sleep at a good time because I came home, I was by myself. And so I got up, I was like, I think I got an extra pregnancy test right here. Let me go ahead and take this test so that I can like rule this out and I can go. Not really thinking much of it. I wasn't anxious about the test. I wasn't nervous about the test. So I had to use the bathroom anyway. It was the first thing in the morning. Got up, threw it on the sink, and I'm just walking back and forth getting dressed because I woke up kind of early because I had to get on the road to go to South Carolina. So I was like, all right, whatever. Didn't think much of it. And this was in August, late August. Heading into, I think it was like third week of August, heading into September, something like that. And so I was like, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna, it is what it is. So I just so happened to be walking back and forth and I'm getting ready to brush my teeth and I look down and I see a line. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? And I know before anybody get in my comments like, what do you think happens when you're not using protection? Babies are meant to be made. Yes, I get that. I also was not thinking that I was going to be pregnant either. And it wasn't like I was in the bathroom, turned over, boiling, boohoo, crying my eyes out. I was just shocked. My son he'll be 3 next year. The same thing happened with my daughter. I don't know. I think this little 3-year age gap is a thing. We do it. I don't get pregnant. But I've also been tracking my period as well. Like I have the app. That's how I knew when my period was supposed to start and if it's on time, if anything is irregular. So I do track my period. I do ensure that I'm having safe sex, even though I am married. So it was one of those things. And sure enough, the line came up and your girl found out she was not knocked it. So I didn't know what to do. I was like, me and him, we talked about more kids. What are we going to do? And we always like, if the Lord blesses us with more, then boom, we'll have more, right? And sure enough. So I was really nervous about telling him. I wanted to tell him in a special way, but I have a very hard time keeping things like this to myself. So I was dropping hints all weekend to my sisters and stuff. And they was like, you know what? When I finally told them, they was like, we should have known. Because here you go asking us these weird questions like, are you going to buy my baby this or that? Or whatever the case may be. And obviously I play a lot. So they don't take me serious. Which is how I knew I could get away with it. Duh. And I did. So my husband finally met me that Saturday. And that's when we met to switch the kids out in the car, or we met up so that we could drive back home together. He could follow me. The kids wanted to get in the car with him. So before we started swapping, I was like, I got something to tell you. And I told him. And he was so excited. Obviously, that morning, the first person I told when I found out was one of my best friends. I called her. I was like, girl, you're not gonna believe this. Like, we do this little thing where we like, it's random. We send a little picture and it's like, he done got me. He done got me. My husband be trapping me, right? So it all went by really quick. I started having crazy things on my Aura app like that Monday night or Tuesday morning. And by Saturday morning, I found out I was pregnant. So it really didn't take that long. And as far as the first trimester, right? It was, I don't want to say brutal, but y'all, I was tired. I was tired. So, like, when I tell you I was tired, I was just as tired as I was with Jace. My boobs weren't super sensitive. They, yeah, they weren't super sensitive. So I didn't have that symptom. But when I tell you tiredness was taking over, I couldn't even sit at my, I couldn't even sit at my desk at work without looking at the computer and wanting to fall asleep. I would get home and I would do absolutely nothing. Like, I didn't have the energy to do anything. And so I don't know if my husband was on nights or whatever, how his schedule was going, but when I tell you it was a blessing. Like, he would come home and I wouldn't have to worry about much of anything. And I think at this time I was still getting off earlier than my kids were getting out of school. So I still was able to come home, rest a little bit, still make sure that I could at least get some sort of dinner on the table, get them. But it was a lot on my body. Like, when I tell you, like, I think that's one reason why I couldn't even like get the strength to come in here after putting them down after being at work to edit, to post, because I was tired. All right, so yeah. And since this is me filming my end of my first trimester, I'm gonna give you my 13-week update because I haven't even finished my full 14 weeks yet. So at week 13, baby is the size of a lemon. That's right. Okay, at about 3 inches. I was tired a lot, and that was really my biggest symptom. I started really liking pickles. Like, I'm like, I want a pickle. Like, I would go to Firehouse and I get 2 pickles. I done ate a jar of pickles and I'm buying more pickles. And I'm very particular on what this pickle needs to taste like. It needs to have a crunch, but it can't be too salty tasting. And the second batch of pickles that I bought just not hitting like the first one. So y'all got to get another one. But I also am back into this. I'm wanting like spicy things, like hot things. And I had a bag of Flamin' Hot Crunchy Cheetos with the lemon flavor to it. Seemed like I can't find those anywhere after I had them one time. And my mouth is watering for those dang on things. I don't know if it was an aversion, but the coffee that I was getting at 7 Brew, I started to really not like it. Like, I didn't really care to get coffee from there. I don't know if it was the flavors or if the flavors are too strong, because I used to really like the cinnamon roll one. It wasn't really working for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's me coming out of my first trimester. Baby has a very strong heartbeat, little fingers and toes, you know, little intestines and stuff. And you guys, we're not gonna find out the gender of the baby until I give birth. That's right. When I go push that baby out, and he's standing on the side like, it's a so-and-so. And that's what went up. But I don't know. He doesn't know. And now I'm going to give you guys a little bump shot. Wait a minute. All right, you guys, if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so very much. I love you, and I hope that you stay with me on this amazing journey of our little bestie. I'll see you back here again another day. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you back.